Hey, everybody. It is a Wednesday night, and we've got some fantastic news to follow up from this last Sunday. Give a few seconds for people to jump on here. We're going to talk about the Unlock Michigan 2.0 petition, and we're going to talk about its language, what it says, what it means. We've seen what's happened over these last few days, the craziness that's going on in the state of Michigan. And we're just very lucky and appreciative to have all of you here and some of you joining us, and there'll be more and more popping on here in the next couple of minutes, I would guess. But the first piece of great news is that I actually have petitions in my hand, hot off the press from yesterday. Stopped in Lansing in order to pick these up, and it could not have been sooner with all of these events that are happening at local health departments, things that are happening at county commissions across the state, and decisions that continue to be made on a daily basis to attempt to control your children as they go back to school. We know we've done a big and great, fantastic job over the last couple of months with our school boards attending meetings in large numbers. They needed some cover because they did not know what to do. Many had made decisions it was going to be optional, as it should be, recommendations, not mandates. But instead, we knew the governor was putting pressure, not on the state health department, because those would affect her poll numbers. Instead, she's decided to go the route of local health departments and the faceless bureaucrats that they are, believing that her fingerprints somehow are not on this. I can tell you that they are on it. They're all over it. All over it. This is her doing, just the same as it was this last fall, and that is why the timing of this is so important. So we have the petitions here. So I'm going to read the language for you, whether you look at this now or share it later. It's nice and short. Thank goodness. An initiation of legislation to amend Section 2253 and 2453 of the Public Health Code. Public Act 368 of 1978 gives the numbers there. The current act authorizes the director of the Department of Health and Human Services and local health officers to determine that control of an infectious disease outbreak is necessary to protect the public health and issue emergency orders. This proposal would require determinations be in writing and would make an emergency order expire after 28 days unless the state legislature or a local governing body extends it. Period. That's it. Another great piece of news for those of you that have done these in the past. There is nothing on the back, so we don't have to worry about language or wording that would be smudged and potentially being thrown out. It's all on the front of the petition. It is just going to be that simple. The first part of this was what the Public Act actually states. The last part is simply saying this is going to require them after 28 days to be able to have, if it is the state health department, it would require the legislature to approve a way forward. If it is indeed being done through local health departments, it would be their governing jurisdiction, which in most cases, in most counties, is going to be the county commission. So what you've seen happen in Ottawa County, what you saw happen in Allegan County is a perfect example. They voted 6-1, passed a resolution in Allegan County asking their health department to rescind the mandates that they issued. The same kind of pressure has happened in Ottawa County, where in the neighborhood of, I don't know, around 1,000 people showed up in Ottawa County yesterday. And tomorrow they had to move the Kent County Commission event from their normal chambers or place that they hold that to somewhere in DeVos Place because of the number of people that are going to show up. The bottom line is we're just simply not going back to sleep. We're not going to consent any longer. And so that is one of our first great big opportunities. Same thing happened this morning over in Oakland County and in Genesee County, where we had a meeting last night. We actually got the first batch of petitions in the hands of people in Genesee County. Our goal is to use our county chapters as well as other locations for you to be able to pick up and drop off petitions. But I want to explain to you a bunch of other things about this. So we know that there are a lot of you that might have been involved in the initiative last time, but for those that don't, or for a refresher, first of all, Unlock Michigan is working on a new updated video. The video will explain to people the simple way to fill out a petition visually and verbally so that you can continue to watch it and share it with others who might wish to circulate this petition initiative. Last year in 2020, our 40,000 citizen circulators returned these petitions at an accuracy rate of 92.8%. That is an unbelievable number and percentage of accurate petition signatures. We need to do that again. A couple of reasons. You certainly don't want to have anyone who spent their time coming to fill out a petition to maybe have a whole sheet thrown away because we made an error. And more importantly, you also want to make sure that we don't end up with not enough signatures because we did too many in error because we simply didn't follow the directions. They are very simple. And so what we've done is we have put up onto the basically all of the social media platforms. And I'm going to slip over to my banner over here because I want you to make sure that you do go. If you have not already, I put it in the comments also. Go to the new Facebook group. It is a public group that has been established for the Unlock 2.0 campaign. We're going to allow, again, everything about the initiative, along with stories of what's happening in your county, about success stories and pictures of you with your petitions like we did before, and share each other's information there. We already have over 5,000 members that have joined, and we want you to invite everyone on your telephones or your computer that are like-minded people, those that would be interested in signing, so they can also stay up to date with the information going forward. So let's talk a little bit about filling out the petition properly. Not a lot of things. There's basically 7 of these. By the way, this list right here is available and on the Reform MI, which is the Unlock 2.0 Facebook group area. I've also posted on the Stand Up Michigan Grassroots, and many other grassroots organizations will be posting this on their social platforms as well to encourage you not just to do it, but to do it properly. But I'm going to go through these just so that it is a kind of a memory refresher for you as you look to and realize how simple it is to help circulate the petitions. I've had a lot of emails and a lot of comments and things today, especially about what do I put here again? How do I do it? They don't even have them in their hand yet, but they're just wanting to know for sure. So I want to go through this quickly. Number 1, as a circulator, you must write the county name at the top of the petition form. All of the signers of the petition sheet must be registered voters of that individual county. You cannot circulate petitions you can circulate petitions for any county. Again, you can circulate petitions for multiple counties, but in the top right here, you'll see that there is one line for you to fill in your county name right here. Whatever county name is there, everyone who signs here has to be a part of that county. So you simply need extra petition sheets, one for each county. That's why people often use clipboards. A clipboard for Newaygo County, a clipboard for Ottawa County, a clipboard for Kent County. Or again, if you have somebody visiting from the UP, you can fill it out for them with a single petition sheet. So we want to cover that. I'll cover the details of that in a second. So again, only one county per page, and everyone who signs there has to be from that county. But the circulator does not need to be from that county. You can be from anywhere in Michigan. Number 2, the signer must sign their full name as they are registered to vote and then write it in neatly in the box next to it. So again, signature. The signature is going to be as their full name. Just think of it as when you go to vote. You show your voter, your driver's license. We'd like everybody to, right? Show your driver's license and you sign that little card that matches that. That's what you want to do. As if you have your voter ID card, fine. Otherwise, sign your full name as it is listed on your driver's license would be great. And that then print your name the same way in the line next to it. Number 3, the signer must write in the house number or street name or rural route where they live. There are no P.O. boxes allowed. So again, it has to be your street address. So this, again, would be listed typically on your driver's license, unless, of course, you moved and you haven't updated your driver's license, then obviously you would utilize where it is that you are registered to vote. So in that middle line, right here, you're going to have your address. Number 4, the signer must write in the city or township where they are registered to vote. Villages or unincorporated areas are always within townships. So again, if you are in a county, but you vote in a township, you would list the township next to that or underneath that area. And that's why it says the word city or township. If you vote in the city, then you'll write your city in there. If you live in the city or near the city, but you vote in the township, you write your township name. This is so that if they happen to draw your name randomly, it is easy for them to go to that township's list and find you where you're already registered to vote. Rather than going to the full voter rolls, it just makes things quicker and easier overall. And then the next line is going to be the zip code. And again, that's going to be the zip code of indeed the town in which you live. And then you have, of course, the date of the signature. And remember, this date is the date you sign. One of the common mistakes that people make is that they tend to want to put in their birth date. It is not your birth date. It is the date that you're signing the petition. And those that are circulating, just double check that as you see the person signing. Finally, the signer again must write in the date, again, not your birth date. Number 7, after the circulator has gathered the signatures, they must complete the circulator section in the lower right corner of each petition form. No signatures can be added to the petition form after this portion has been completed and dated. So again, when you have witnessed signatures, it's going to be your obligation to fill in this information, but the date, you do not want to put that date on there until you have finished with that page. Again, they do not have to be full pages. But if indeed you're done circulating and you want to finish this particular sheet, that date has to be dated on or after the final signature date above. So we can't have you date it now and get signatures 2 days later, or those signatures would not be valid, because how could you have witnessed those if you signed it on the 24th and signatures came in the 26th? Who then witnessed those signatures? So I hope that clears things up. Again, one circulator must put the county name on there. Can only be one county name, and everybody on that particular sheet. There's only 10 lines on each signature or on each petition sheet. So you can put 10 names on there, or up to 10 from that same county, multiple petition sheets for multiple counties of people, which I'm sure most of you will probably need if indeed you're going to be a circulator. If you're a signer, then you can probably get through with just utilizing a sheet for your county and probably find enough people locally that you can have them fill out that petition sheet. But again, understand, it doesn't have to be full sheets. A lot of sheets are returned with 2 or 3 signatures on them, and that's no problem at all. You just have to make sure, again, as the witness, that you have signed this and that you have dated it after the final date is listed over here. So make certain all sections have been completed. Again, ditto marks are not allowed. So if indeed you have a husband and a wife, they can't put ditto marks next to the address, for instance. Petition forms are acceptable with at least 1, but not more than 10 names. Same thing we just talked about. And yes, you can both sign and circulate a petition. So you can sign a petition of your own that you are also witnessing. That's not a problem. And when completed, it says on here under this that you can return in the envelope. And now I will explain why. Anybody out there who signed or circulated the Unlock Michigan 1.0 petition last year, if you signed up, got the emails from Unlock, and if you indeed, or if you circulated the Unlock 1.0 initiative last year, they already have your information, and they will be sending you mailing to every household that was a circulator or who had asked for stuff to be sent to their home last year. You will receive 2 petition sheets in the mailbox. Every single one of you. That is over 380,000 households that are going to be receiving 2 petition sheets in the mail, in an envelope. And how you will know when they're coming so that we don't get bombarded with when are mine coming, because you're signed up. And if you're not sure you're signed up, then you can simply go to the comments section here and go ahead and sign up again, especially if any of your information has changed. And that way you'll know you're getting the emails from Unlock, and what they will be doing then is they will be sending you an email and a text message reminding you that yours has gone in the mail and that you should be expecting it with a visualization of the envelope. That way you know what to expect and what to look for when your petition sheets get there. You can fill out your 20 names, again, 2 from 2 different counties, or 20 signatures from 1 county, however you choose to do that. But that way we believe, just think, that's 380,000 households, 2 petition sheets each, add it up, multiply it by 10. It's a heck of a lot of potential signatures. We could get this done in absolute amazing record time, but we want to get a jump on this because we know that the changes that have happened. We had an opportunity, if we would have had these available just yesterday, to have collected thousands of signatures in a day because of these events going on. But we want to get these in your hands as quickly as possible. So we are going to be, when you sign up, and if you are getting the Unlock Michigan emails, there is going to be a link, and that will identify pickup and drop off locations in each county and or region. We're going to be populating those as quickly as possible with places and locations and contact information for you to be able to pick up petition sheets or additional petition sheets. If you have an event coming up, maybe it's a farmer's market, maybe it is a harvest festival, a fall festival, a soccer game, a football game, whatever it is that you guys as a team want to set up to get signatures done to limit the health department's rules going forward. And I want to cover one more thing, the 28 days. Why is it, we've been asked, why is it 28 days? The important thing is with the 28 days is that the 1976 law, of which the governor operated last year, has a limit of 28 days. The Supreme Court, including 3 liberal Supreme Court justices, ruled 7-0 that that law was adequate in her amount of time before the legislature had approved a way forward. 7-0. We know then that the health department shouldn't have any more time without oversight of the same legislature or the same governing body in which they are under, which would be, in most cases, county commissions. So it is vital that we have some offering there, because no legislature, no health department is going to not be able to, for instance, have the ability to be able to declare an emergency at any point in time. They have to have the ability for a limited period of time. No court would uphold it without any, and certainly not our Supreme Court that's now liberal 4-3. And so that is the reason that they chose to go with the 28 days, because it matches the other. And just think of this, 28 days. Last year in October, the 3-week pause could have gone to only 4 weeks. By the middle of November and before we reach Thanksgiving, we would have literally been as free as Florida. There would have been no masks on your children. There would have been nothing that the local health departments or state health department could have done. And our legislature made it clear that this should be up to the parents and should be up to local school jurisdictions. And so individual businesses, of course, have their own choices. We believe in freedom of basically being able to control your own building and your own on your own property, determine your own hours and what people are going to do within there. But as far as these other facilities and with schools and issues that are affected by the health department, the 28 days is what we can believe we can get through the court system. And believe me, there's going to be a battle, as there always is, at every step of the way. So I'm going to look, yes, come on out tomorrow, Kent County Commission meeting, 10 a.m., DeVos Place. Let's show our numbers, wear and bring all of your Stand Up Michigan gear, bring your hats, bring whatever organization you might have to be with. But I have to tell you, it's going to be fantastic. And they already have petition sheets that are on the way there. Look for the Unlock Michigan table covers. There should be a couple of flags out there. These were from last year's Unlock stuff, and that will identify where you can sign. We're going to be collecting a ton of these tomorrow. So let's go on. I want to see if there's a few more things that are going to be here. Again, when those petitions are mailed, remember, you will receive an email or a text that will show you the envelope, and then there will be an envelope in there for you to return them in. Now, remember last year, it was a self-sealing envelope that identified what it was. They're not doing that this time. They're going to come in a plain envelope. They're going to have an envelope. The return envelope is going to be a rather generic return envelope so that you can be more secure to turn them in. And obviously, the safest and easiest way is for you to collect as many as you can. Just don't forget, and drop them off to the same place you picked them up at the county drop-off point that will be listed on the website. And that link will be included in every email that comes to you from Unlock Michigan throughout the campaign. Now, if you get 2 sheets in the mail, and let's just say you can only fill out 1, and you want to give a sheet to a friend, a coworker, whoever it is that has another event, and they don't have time to go pick up their own, and they didn't fill it out, okay? I want to make sure that because of that, that when you do prepare or give them one of these sheets, that you also provide them either the link to this video or this document that they can refer to step by step as they have someone fill it out. One other thing I want to mention about petitions is they cannot be left unattended. So if you are at a place, a retail establishment, you take this in and set it down, you've got some people filled this out, and now you leave it on the counter because you've got to go talk to somebody, whatever it is. You cannot leave that unattended. There will be people around, I can promise you, from the left looking for opportunities to take pictures and say, these were left unattended all over, and therefore these aren't going to be valid signatures because no one, how would we know anybody witnessed these? Anybody could have filled them out, blah, 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 blah. So we have to keep these in your possession, take them with you, put them aside, put them down. Again, if it's a clipboard, flip it over, whatever is necessary, but you need to make sure that you truly witness the signatures that are there. And if you're done for the day, done for the weekend, then fill them out, turn them in, and go ahead and start with a fresh sheet. That's much easier than it is for you to try and remember what it was you did, unless you're going to do it on an everyday or every week type basis. But we just want to make sure if you pass these along to someone else. That video, again, will be available on unlockmichigan.com. So understand that when you get there, just go there and you'll be able to see the video like they did. Remember, Carl the Barber did one, and the center section is showing you again how to fill out that petition sheet. Somebody just wrote on here, what the heck's the petition about? You missed the beginning of the video, and basically I will mention it to you again. It is to limit the health department's ability under these emergency orders. That would be State Department and local departments. All of these orders that have come down in the last week could not be any longer than 3.5 more weeks, and they could never do it again on this particular issue and this particular emergency without the go forward with either, again, in this case, it would be county commissions or, again, a state health board in those areas where indeed there are multiple county commissioners, maybe counties that are under one jurisdiction, like a District 10 health department, for instance. So we got to make sure that you are able to follow along and make sure that we do these things properly and accurately like we did before. So future Unlock emails will provide you, again, a link always of where you can pick up and drop off. So if anytime you're not sure, you can look to an email you've received before. You can also go to their website. There should be a link there as well. And we will be getting some signs. We will be getting some flags. We'll be getting some other things that can help you at your particular location. Some of those will be available, especially if they're permanent locations, so they can put something in the window or put something out if it happens to be in a lobby or in an area. We had several locations that had volunteers that were there 2-3 days a week at certain locations, and we were able to provide them with some assets. And obviously, you can make your own information and your own signs like so many thousands of you did the last time. So DeVos Place, again, is tomorrow. If you're on the west side, there will be extra petition sheets available if you want to pick those up, and you can also sign. Bring as many people as you can. We're making a gigantic and huge statement to the Kent County Commission that felt the need to have Ottawa join with them, give them cover, the same as Allegan and Kalamazoo. Maybe if our other brother will join in, we won't be harassed. Look, it is about your defending the rights and liberties of not only you and your own business, your own individual rights, but to protect our children. We've seen posts today of teachers today that have taken thermometers to their classroom. They have to stay in all day. They have to leave masks on all day in certain jurisdictions. The temperature was reaching almost 100 degrees in those classrooms. That is dangerous, and I would ask you parents to pull your kids out of the school. Until they take this out, I'm sorry, it's inconvenient. But they are simply not going to learn anything with a mask on and the temperature in the 90s. This is ludicrous. It is damaging to your children physically, psychologically, in every way. It's wrong. We have to send a message and a statement. You were able to find a way all summer long. We have to find a way right now until they change these orders. You cannot comply, you cannot consent, and you cannot send your children with these masks on their faces. It is your obligation, your responsibility, and I'm asking you to please stand up for your own children. Those of you that haven't started school, show up in mass numbers. By the way, videotape everything possible. Videotape with your phone those classrooms and those temperatures. Videotape those children and what it is that's happening to them right now. They're not going to not touch their masks if they're sweating underneath, and then they're contaminated, and they're doing absolutely nothing to stop what it is that they claim it's stopping. So it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to stop allowing these tortured things, the abuse, to happen to your children and your grandchildren. And stand up for those if you don't have them. Show up at all of these county commission meetings. Show up at these health departments and talk to them. Show up at your city council meetings, and let's put pressure all the way around. There's no enforceability. These mandates, no matter what they are not laws. They're not laws. They absolutely do not have any enforcement capability. And this is simply cop-outs on the parts of these school systems and these school boards. Now, understand, they're tied to, oh, there's a liability. Oh, we don't get our money. I could care less. It's about, and has always been supposed to be about, taking care of our children and educating our children. It's impossible to do so under these circumstances. Please, please do something for them. And what I'm asking you to do is get these petitions as soon as possible. Fill out a sheet or two. Go to every soccer game, every event that you have, every practice that you have, every church service that you have, anything that you have that's an extracurricular activity, or set them on weekends and go set at all of the markets and things that are going on this fall, all the Labor Day events that are coming up. Get out there and let's get this done in absolute record time, and know that the legislature will be ready as soon as possible to take away the power from the health departments, the same as we took it away from the governor this last year. She, by the way, completely admits 100% her hands are tied. She cannot use the 76 law any longer in regards to this emergency. Her hands are tied. She's pivoted to the state health department, but her numbers have driven so far down that she's now going to use the state or the local health departments, because, again, she believes that they're not going to be pinning these on her and her responsibility. Well, I am sorry. We are pinning it on her. And by the way, we are not New Zealand. We are not Australia. We are not going to do what they do. We're not going to consent, and we're not going to stay at our home, and they're not going to lock us down ever again. That's up to us. We are Americans. We are different. We are now standing up, and we are showing up in gigantic numbers they've never seen before, and it's not stopping. And it isn't going to stop when we get this done either. Then we're going to attack curriculum. Then we're going to attack election reform, election integrity. We need to be, as a representative republic, demanding that all of our representatives represent you and me and our voices going forward. The Unlock Michigan campaign right now is out here in order to make this happen. There's not a lot that you can do with the unlimited thing other than to get out there and make your voices heard until we get this done. It's very simple. Tell me what bar owner, what restaurant person, what bowling center, what place couldn't be able to get every person who walks in the door to sign this. We all know there's a bunch of people maybe that think this is a wonderful thing, but I got to tell you, and again, I see this Ryan Kelly wants to repeal the law. Well, first of all, he doesn't have a plan because it can't happen. Number two, there's no money in order to go after repealing the entire law. That's number two. Number three, no court would uphold taking away the emergency orders. Ask Professor Wagner. Ask any attorney that is actually out there whether they would repeal the Health Care Act during a pandemic, after the floods in Florida or in Detroit, after the Flint water crisis. Do you realize what they would hang around our side's neck? They would play commercials of kids that would be dying because they didn't have the ability. We are looking to take away all ability to declare an emergency in the state of Michigan. Do you believe that would fly? It absolutely is ludicrous. It wouldn't happen. And believe it or not, it wouldn't matter if it could happen, because there is no plan. There is no petition. There is no money to support a petition. And if it is, it would be struck down by the first court that it went to. And if it didn't get struck down by them, it would be struck down by the state Supreme Court, because the liberal court not in a million years would do that. We've got to do what we can do. They upheld 7-0. 7-0. That 28 days was long enough for our governor under an emergency order, even during the height of an unknown pandemic. They certainly will believe that 28 days is enough. And if 28 days was last year, would you have been happy? If indeed the middle of November, you'd have been as free as Florida ever since then, up until this very day, I think 99% of the people would be. But those that have alternative ideas, put them out there, write them down, raise the money, and go ahead and get it. And I will encourage everyone to sign. But until then, we've actually got to get something done that works. The same people said the 1945 law didn't need to be repealed. What difference did it make? I can promise you it made a gigantic difference, because this governor would have used it again for a variant and would have strung this right back up the same court system, and this liberal Supreme Court would have upheld her ability to do whatever she saw fit, because that's what they are doing. This isn't about a virus. It's about controlling the people. Look, until we replace the governor, we've got to do everything that we can to limit their powers. It's a way to bring us all together in order to do something for each other. Believe me, I would do everything that we can do. You can continue to talk about things, but unless you have a physical solution and you have it in writing and you have the money to support it, then at least get behind something that's out there now, because this has already got a 3-month head start on anything that anybody else is going to be putting out there. I hate to be rude about it, But it's about time that we join together and do what we can for each other. This is something we can do tomorrow. It's something that if we got together, we could get this done in 60 days. 60 days if we chose to. I don't know that we can, but if all of you get on board and we mail 380,000 of these to homes, think of how fast we can collect 500,000 signatures, which is what our target. So let's get together. Let's join together. Let's do this together. Take pictures of these petitions. Every time you get a signature, take those pictures of those individuals who are helping protect the children for the next variant, because I promise you there will be one. Going to see if there's any other comments here. I know I'm on fire, but you know what? It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to put these efforts together. And we had 40,000 of you that joined together last year. And now you are proud of what you did, and you have made a difference all going forward. We have literally tied the hands of the governor. And if we tie the hands of the health department, then we are free people as we need to be. And we set an example for the rest of the country as well. She is the only one still standing, because I believe the governor of California is going to be recalled. Cuomo resigned. And again, he resigned over something different than what was really the problem, don't we? We don't want to talk about nursing homes. Well, we're going to talk about nursing homes. We're going to talk about critical race theory. We're going to talk about other things within those school systems. But for today, the issue is, let's protect our children. Pull them out of school until these mandates go away, and set an example for them. We can teach them at home. You did it last year when there was no in-person learning. You can teach them in churches. We can provide links to curriculum. Sign up for your county chapters. Get involved in every organization that you have in your area. We're going to have so many organizations and grassroots groups are joining together to get behind this. They are going to be available through everyone from Jamie and Let Them Play to Conservative Coalition to the Patriot groups. I could name 10 more. They're all getting involved. They're going to all have these available. And again, if you happen to have a county that you don't see that there's an identifier or a place for them to be turned over, please then sign up there. Offer your location as a pickup drop-off point. We don't want any households. We do not want you targeted by people individually at your houses, again, for limiting health department orders. You don't want that. You want to have them be areas and places that are open to the public during normal business hours for the drop-off and pickup locations. There's lots of those available, and we ask you to reach out in your community and identify places where they can join together with a group of people and get together, and let's help get these signed, sealed, and delivered, counted, and done. And let's go ahead and limit these powers for now and forevermore. Any other comments we have? We all know about the mandated vaccinations. Obviously, we're attacking that at the same time. As you all know, there are lots of issues in this particular one. We're handling these, but we did offer and are offering in many places. They're offering letters. There are exemptions in a lot of places. All of those are individual rights and decisions, and that's where we want to leave it, is for you. Up to you individually as to what you do with your own body, up to you to individually what you do or have done to your own children. And basically what we're saying again is leave it and let it be up to us. You want to make recommendations, go ahead. But right now we're just saying, let's go ahead and get this up. So if you've signed up, again, take a look, join the Reform MI. That is the Facebook group that is a public group. Please join. Click the link that's also listed there, which is in the comments section of all of these platforms. And that is a place where you can sign up in order to receive petitions if you haven't got them in the past. I want to wrap this up, but I'm glad I could answer a good number of questions, seeing if there's any more here. A lot of them are saying got signed up. That's what we want to hear. We want lots of reactions. We want lots more people to say, I've got them. And as you receive your petitions or pick them up, please send us some pictures that you got your petitions and you're ready to go. Encourage others to do the same. And have a great evening, and I'll catch up with you in the next 48 hours. There's so much happening, but I'll be back with you probably by Friday. Have a great evening, everybody. And remember, God's in control. We are going to win this battle and win this war. And again, it's because we are Americans first. We absolutely are. Say a prayer tonight. Hug your kids. God bless America.